After finding out I was the fake young master who'd been switched at birth, I knew the tropes. So I busted my ass making money and managed to earn myself 500 billion before the real young master came back. Sure enough, the second the real heir returned, my lovely parents gave me an ultimatum. Hand over the general manager position to Boda, and from now on you get 10 grand a month allowance, as long as you don't drain the Liu family's assets. Hearing that, I scoffed. No need. I'm giving up my inheritance rights and leaving with nothing. Truth is, I've made a ton of money. I don't need the Liu family's allowance. My mother immediately sneered. You worthless waste. All you do is blow through the family fortune. You think you can actually make money? The real young master didn't even hide his mockery. You fake. Are you trying to use retreat as a strategy to fight me for the inheritance? I couldn't help but roll my eyes. Of course he's the real son. They even did a paternity test and they're still paranoid. Jiboda walked over, forcing a pained expression. Big brother. I know you can't accept this right away, but mom and dad are right. The family business needs someone capable, not someone like you. My fiancée, Liu Ruyan, the Liu family's eldest daughter, walked up to Jiboda's side and naturally hooked her arm through his. Luze, I was engaged to the Liu family's young master. Since Boda's the real heir, the engagement should be between me and Boda. Stop bothering me from now on. My husband has to be the head of the family, not some playboy who only knows how to have fun. I smirked. Miss Liu, you've got great judgment. We really aren't a match. Liu Ruyan's face darkened. She probably didn't expect me to agree so quickly, like I was just tossing out some worthless old junk. The next day, my life started getting corrected. My personal driver got reassigned to Jiboda, my bank card got frozen, and even the huge master bedroom I'd lived in for over 20 years became Jiboda's. I got moved into a tiny maid's room. They called it experiencing ordinary life and building character. I shrugged. Whatever. Maid's room it is. I wasn't planning to stay at the Liu house much longer anyway. After Boda moved into my room, he made a point of coming to check on me. He leaned against the doorframe of the maid's room. Watching him gloat like that, I couldn't help but laugh inside. This little bit of family fortune was nothing compared to my trillion-dollar assets. The next morning at breakfast, Boda, so I wouldn't keep fighting for power at company HQ, kindly introduced me to a failing subsidiary on the verge of bankruptcy, telling me to go get some experience. He smiled. Bro, that subsidiary's on the border. Beautiful scenery. Perfect place for you to have some fun. Dad snorted. Good. Let him suffer a bit so he stops daydreaming all day. I happily accepted. Sure, hunting rabbits on the border sounds pretty nice. My reaction caught Boda off guard. He probably thought I'd cry and refuse, not agree so quickly. Mom's disappointment grew even deeper. She looked at me like I was mud that'd never stick to the wall. When I got to that remote little city, I really did spend every day touring around, but only on the surface. I was actually researching local industries and hidden gems. Then I invested in projects the locals thought would definitely lose money, failing local specialty workshops, empty farm stays, outdated inns, handicraft stalls. To Boda and my parents, these moves were clear proof I'd given up. They mocked me behind my back countless times. He really thinks he's some kind of god throwing money at junk. They had no idea these seemingly random plays were actually part of a carefully woven web. From source planting to specialty farming, then to deep product processing and cultural IP creation, and finally full online-offline sales channels, a complete supply chain was quietly taking shape, just waiting for the right moment. 6 months flew by. Under Boda's brilliant leadership, Liu Group successfully lost half its empire. He'd stay at the office till late every night, totally moved by his own dedication. Too bad his vision and ability were trash. Every so-called big investment flopped because of stupid decisions. My parents started seriously panicking. The anxiety in their phone calls was almost tangible. The board was furious. Word was, Boda got chewed out by the old board members several times, totally humiliated. Boda freaked out too. He pulled strings everywhere, trying to rope in business partners and rob Peter to pay Paul. But the more he patched, the bigger the holes got. Some projects even sped up the group's collapse. Watching my parents visibly age and their hair turn white, I wasn't completely unaffected. 20 years of raising me wasn't fake. I'd casually asked them a few times when they were sighing, "Does the company need help?" Mom's face darkened immediately. "You? What do you know about business? Just don't make things worse. That'd be a blessing." Dad flat out yelled, "Your amateur tricks are only good for partying. Company business isn't your concern. Go back to your backwater town and mess around with chickens and dogs. Stop bothering us." I shrugged and stopped talking, continuing my carefree life. On social media, I was either chasing the northern lights in Scandinavia or exploring the Amazon rainforest. Every flashy travel photo was like a needle stabbing my parents' hearts, bringing them deeper despair and Boda even harsher mockery. Finally, the empire was crumbling. The group's core businesses reported massive losses one after another. Cash flow completely dried up. Bank collection notices flew in like snowflakes. Stock prices plummeted. The company was one step away from bankruptcy. The board held an emergency meeting. The atmosphere in the conference room was so tense you could barely breathe. Boda stood on stage sweating bullets. His so-called rescue plans got torn apart by the board members, total jokes, drops in the bucket. Watching my parents look like they'd aged 10 years overnight, I sighed softly and dialed a number. The voice on the other end was calm and steady. I gave a simple order. Within 3 days, I want Liu Group stabilized. No hesitation. Yes, sir. Executing immediately. I hung up and kept playing my spoiled rich kid persona like nothing had happened. A few days later, explosive news shocked the entire business world. Wilson, Wall Street's legendary investor who never missed, personally stepped in and poured massive funds into the dying Liu Group. When the wind blows, even pigs can fly. Liu Group didn't just survive, it absorbed several former rivals and became a giant in emerging markets. Financial media called it a textbook miracle recovery. When I heard the news, I was having dessert on my private jet flying over snow-capped mountains. Jibota's call came through, his voice so excited it was practically exploding out of his nose. Did you hear? Jibota single-handedly convinced Mr. Wilson. I brought Lou Group back from the dead. I spit out my wine. This idiot was shamelessly taking all the credit. Then Mom called, her voice raised 8 octaves full of pride. Bota is such an honor to the Lou family. And you, besides playing around, what can you even do? Her put-downs came naturally, like instinct. Dad added gruffly on the phone, Bota's the Lou family's hope. Stop messing around and come home to learn from him. With the family crisis over, Bota's status skyrocketed. My parents bragged about his achievements to everyone, practically ready to put him on a pedestal. As for me, naturally I became the worthless cautionary tale. If the Lou family depended on him, we'd have been done for ages ago. I'd heard that line so many times my ears had calluses. Bota was surrounded by admirers, his tail practically wagging in the sky. Liu Ruyan was especially attentive to him, looking at him like she could melt. When she glanced at me, though, it was like looking at a piece of trash on the sidewalk. To celebrate this great victory, the Liu family threw a huge celebration banquet, inviting elites from all circles. Mr. Wilson was also on the guest list. I didn't want to go, but Bota just had to call me. He mocked me on the phone. No matter how useless you are, the Liu family raised you. You have to show your face at something this important. Let you see what real business operations look like. Stop wasting money all day. I scoffed lightly. Fine, I'll go see this Hongmen banquet. The banquet hall was full of clinking glasses and elegant people. My parents, Liu Ruyan, and a bunch of relatives and business partners all crowded around Bota. Compliments poured out like they were free. I was completely forgotten in the corner, becoming fodder for people's whispers and mocking. That's the Liu family's fake young master. I heard he got kicked out of the company ages ago. Now he's living off family handouts. Compared to young Master Bota, it's like night and day. What a waste of all those years the Liu family spent raising him. Liu Ruyan walked up to me holding a glass of wine, her steps proud, her voice dripping with sarcasm. Good thing I cut my losses early and broke off our engagement. If I'd stayed with an idiot like you, I'd be eating scraps by now. I treated them like they were talking garbage. Too lazy to deal with these pretty clowns, I went to a corner to quietly enjoy the food. The banquet reached its climax when the legendary investor famous across global finance, Mr. Wilson, finally made his grand entrance under everyone's anticipation. The second Wilson appeared, my parents and Bota rushed over with big smiles. Bota reached out first, grinning eagerly. Mr. Wilson, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to personally attend our Liu family's celebration. Wilson shook Bota's hand symbolically, but his eyes quickly scanned the room and locked onto my direction. His serious face instantly broke into a smile with a hint of respect. Mom enthusiastically gestured, Mr. Wilson, please, this way. But Wilson acted like he didn't hear her and walked straight toward me. Under everyone's shocked stares, he stopped in front of me and bowed slightly in respect. That respectful gesture was jaw-dropping. The entire banquet hall went dead silent. Everyone's eyes focused on me, full of confusion and disbelief. Bota was the first to react. He rushed over and asked, did you mistake him for someone else? This Liu Yuan is just some freeloader the Liu family raised. He does nothing all day, just messes around. I'm Bota, the current head of Liu Group and your main contact for this collaboration. Mom quickly moved forward too, forcing a stiff smile. That's right, Mr. Wilson, you must be mistaken. Liu Yuan just wastes time. Our Bota is the real Liu family heir and the pillar of Liu Group. Dad turned directly toward me and barked, Liu Yuan, did you pull some shady tricks behind the scenes to steal credit from Bota? Liu Ruyan stood to the side with her arms crossed, eyes full of contempt. Mr. Wilson, don't let him fool you. Bota's the one who contacted you. Everyone saw how much effort he put into this collaboration. Don't let some opportunist deceive you. I still lounged lazily on the couch, picked up the dessert in front of me, and slowly took another bite, letting them argue all they wanted. Wilson just stood quietly in front of me, not moving an inch. It wasn't until I swallowed the mousse in my mouth and gave him a slight nod that he straightened up. Then he turned to face everyone, his voice clear and loud. When Liu Group was facing bankruptcy and Mr. Bota was running around helplessly, it was Mr. Liu Yuan who contacted me. He is the true mastermind behind saving your company from crisis. The moment he said it, the whole place erupted. Bota screamed, Impossible! He's a complete waste! How could he possibly contact you? The guests around also started whispering, all insisting there was no way I could know Wilson, someone at the very top of the financial world. Wilson's gaze swept across faces full of disbelief, a faint mocking smile on his lips. You dare call Mr. Liu a waste? His voice suddenly rose, laced with anger. Do you even know?